People are going, Ryan's mic is open. I wonder if he knows it.
Yeah.
Well, I can hear him right now. Oh, hey, how you doing? Welcome in.
Didn't see you there.
Didn't see you there. Whoops. Hey, Guns and Gear Live. It's Friday. We made it.
Thank
Another
goodness.
week into 2021. We're all still here.
We're still here.
Yeah.
Big things going on.
So welcome in, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're coasting to the weekend.
Yeah. Oh, we're coasting. We're on
autopilot now.
Yeah. So we've got guys joining in, and Luke says he likes our new logo. Funny you mention this, Luke, because technically this isn't Gun Talk Live.
Yeah, this isn't Gun Talk Live. This is Guns and Gear Live. So, since we've got time here, you're not doing anything. Let's explain. We've got this show called Guns and Gear. It's on Sportsman Channel, and you probably see it on all these channels, right? It's a real TV show we put on cable television, and we cover new products for shooters and hunters. And it's we're going into what season this year? Season
13.
13 years. And so we're kind of expanding that idea of there are all these new products coming out, and we said we've got this system with the studio thing. So we're going live with different interviews from manufacturers about their new products to kick off the year, but we'll be doing it throughout the year as well. So thanks for noticing. That's our logo, Guns and Gear Live.
Well, and the good thing is that companies are launching new products throughout the entire year.
Yeah.
And so we kind of felt it on us as, the Guns and Gear show really runs, from kind of the end of June through the end of the year. End of the year.
Second half of the year, normally.
We don't want you guys to feel behind. And so that's part of the reason why we're coming up here and we're saying, hey, we're going to bring you the new, latest, and greatest as soon as we can.
The hotness.
Yeah. Well, today we've got a really good one. It's from our folks at Crimson Trace, and it's the CMR 301 Railmaster Pro. That's a mouthful, but let's just call it the 301 Railmaster Pro.
We got a couple of different wrinkles with some updating some stuff with lights and lasers for your guns, and we just talked to Torrie about it, so take a look. Shooters know the advantage of lights and lasers on guns, whether that's pistols or long guns, and when you think about lasers and lights on guns, one of the companies that comes to mind is Crimson Trace. Torrie, let's talk about the 301 for long guns.
Perfect. What would you like to know?
Well, let's talk about what is it, lights, lasers, how does it all work?
Perfect. So the CMR 301 is the product that you will need for your AR. So it's a laser light combo, and we have equipped it with a 1000 lumen light. So you get all of the lumens. Now we know in most of your scenarios, your shoot houses, so on and so forth, 1000 lumens is going to be way too much. So it can dial back to 500 and 125 lumens. And then we've equipped it with a green laser.
Okay, I like that. And like you said, we all kind of get caught up in the lumen thing. I want all the lumens, but you're exactly right. There are times when you want to actually dial that back. And one of the things I've found is actually sometimes a light on a long gun, if it's too bright, if you have a red dot on it, now you're trying to fight how bright the light is and seeing the red dot and all that stuff. So I like that you can adjust that. Now, a green laser, if people don't know, let's talk about why a green laser versus a red laser.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of back and forth on people's preferences if they prefer red or green laser. We chose green laser for this because when you pair it with that light, it's easier for the human eye to detect.
Yeah, I mean, the way it's been described to me is that green shows up better to the human eye. Obviously, now you're going to have it on with that light, so it's going to just help it be that much brighter. Let's talk about mounting options on the 301.
Yep, so we have quite a bit going on with this. We do include both an M-lock and a pick rail mounting option for it. It comes with a remote pressure pad so that you can detach. And then you can mount your pressure pad on any side you want. The device itself will also mount on any side, so it's completely customizable to you and your gun.
One thing I noticed about that pressure pad is it's not as long as some of them out there. And what's nice about that is it doesn't take up as much rail estate as some others, so it kind of gives you some space there depending on what your gun is set up for. Now, I know you have some color options. We like to customize our guns. What do we got?
Yep, so we offer it in black and FDE. So if you're going for your 50 Shades of Tan on your scar, you can do that.
Yes. Very good, very good. So is this something that's out now that people can find out about and then maybe purchase?
It's not out quite yet. It'll be out in the next few months. And we didn't touch on settings. So it does, you can put it in light only, laser only, and light and laser. And then we do have like a specific off setting. So when you have it in the safe or when you're traveling, you don't have to worry about it coming on.
Very nice. And people are going to ask, what about price?
Price, yep. So believe it or not, both of these come in just under $300.
Very nice. Now, what about battery life and, charging it, or how does that work? How did you guys set it up for the 301?
Yeah, so the battery that we have in here is kind of unique. So it is actually right in the cap of the flashlight. So you don't have to worry about taking the device off once you've zeroed in. You just unscrew the front of the flashlight, the battery pops out. It is a rechargeable battery. You're going to get about 6 hours of run time. And the battery actually, like, you plug the battery straight into the cord. So you don't have to have a separate charging device for the battery. It is literally the battery itself.
That's actually pretty cool. And when I think about rechargeable batteries, I kind of think of them like magazines for a gun. One is none. I like to have lots of extras. So they could pick up a couple extra batteries for this 301 if they wanted to, I guess, right?
Absolutely. We will have those available as well.
Very cool. Okay. So anything else that they need to know about this 301?
Nothing crazy. It is aluminum housing, so it's nice and durable. Besides that, I think we've hit on everything.
Awesome. Well, aluminum is going to save a little weight too, which anything you stack up on that gun, you start putting optics and lights and lasers, you got to be careful because that AR that you're shooting all day in a class or something like that can get kind of heavy. But cool way to add some capabilities to your rifle, and from a company that we all trust, Crimson Trace, at a pretty good price. Torrie, thanks for helping us out and filling us out on this 301.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so light laser combo from Crimson Trace. I think they know a thing or two about lasers.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a little while. There's a couple comments in here, all the lumens, and the vibe I got out of the 301 that it was a wider beam, so it's not such a narrow beam. Is that?
Well, it is primarily, it's supposed to be for long guns, right? And that's why it'll go up to 1,000 lumens, really light up stuff downrange. And it's also, I think somebody asked about this going on a pistol. I guess it could.
I mean,
perhaps,
it is pick rail or
but it's kind of
M-lock.
big. I don't think it's gonna work with a holster. And then of course there is a switch without the with the pressure pad. You can actually just switch it on and off. But I think it's really primarily designed for long guns.
Yeah, and that's what you want these on. And if you're throwing a lot of lumens out there, I mean, man, it lights up the entire house. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you'll.
Yeah. So you want to, I mean, we may have talked about this before, but you really want to walk through your house when it's empty with this and test it out to see, because we get so caught up in, I'm going to have 1,000 lumens, but you may not need or want all of that. You think about, you wake up in the middle of the night, it's dark, and you put on 1,000 lumens, now you're blind. Yeah, you blinded the guy, but you're blind too. Or it's so bright that you can't see the sights or the dot or whatever else, accessories you have on the gun.
Right. And this comes in really only like two variations, which is the black or the tan. And, running from like $279 to $299.
I tell you what, I'd also like this on a shotgun.
Shotgun be great.
Great on a shotgun.
Yeah. And only a green laser, so it doesn't come with a red laser, which I actually kind of like. I like that. Now, we had a few comments on here already noting that, your eye is going to pick up that green laser in daylight way better.
Yeah, way better in daylight. I mean, frankly, I think the lasers are great on guns, but the red can be really hard to see in the daylight.
Well, it's difficult, and we've done this on Guns and Gear a few times, picking up red or green lasers downrange, and red just kind of disappears, it washes out, but you're able to pick up that green laser very quickly. And you do have to sight that laser in, so.
Yes, good point.
Don't forget that. So if you get something like this, or you get the CMR 301, don't forget, you got to take it out of the range. And I think what you really want to do on this unit is you want to find out on that rail where it works best, so you don't get shadow from that muzzle either.
Correct.
You know? So
Yes.
you're going to have to combat you're going to have to combat that a little bit.
You might want to put it, you know, the nice thing is you can mount it pretty far forward and then you still have a pressure pad. It's not that you have to be holding on to this light laser while you're shooting.
Right.
Also, as you are setting this up, if you decide to move it, it will change where it's sighted in, obviously. And also, you want to sight it in at the distance you're most going to use it. Because, I mean, if you sight it in at 10 yards, and now you're trying to shoot something at 50 yards using the laser, it's going to be way different. Now, I mean, there's a little give. I mean, if you're, if you maybe you say you split the difference. You know, I think I could shoot out to 50 yards with this in particular situations. Maybe you sight it in at 25, right? Split the difference, and it won't be that much. You know, you'll still be a minute of bad guy.
Yeah, which is exactly what you
And as far as sighting it in, I mean, I don't know if you haven't sighted in a laser before, it's actually really easy. With a long gun, and we've done this a lot.
Yeah.
You know, you turn on the laser, and you could kind of do a bore sighting. You can kind of, depending on the gun, you can kind of do a bore sighting, or maybe try to get it close to where your irons are lined up to make sure. But what you want is, if you're going to sight in the laser, you just use the laser.
Yes.
You're not trying to line up anything else.
Because if, like, you're going around a barricade or something, you can see through it, and we've done this too.
This is, it's a good
Put the gun
advantage.
out there, and if you can see wherever that dot is, that's where it's going to go.
That's where the bullet's going to go. If you press the trigger and don't yank the gun in pressing the trigger. And so, I mean, it's got a left, right, it's got an up, down screw, and then you just adjust it. And I mean, honestly, you can do it almost in 2 shots.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Especially if you have something to lock that in. We got questions on, are there videos showing how best to sight in a laser?
I'm sure there are. I'm sure they're on our channel.
Yeah. I know we have a couple on there.
You should look at Gun Talk's YouTube channel or guntalk.com.
So Luke also says, and this is a big thing about almost everybody starting to switch to the green laser, and he says in construction they've switched all their lasers to green.
Really?
Yeah. So that's, I mean, it shows the effectiveness of it.
And like a lot of things in the tech world, the green was there a long time ago. In fact, they had blue lasers. We're going to go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But they were more expensive. They took a lot more power to run them. And of course, that was a decade ago. Now they keep getting better.
Yeah.
And a little less expensive, maybe not as much power, some of those things. So they're kind of fine tuning it. But yeah, sighting it is super easy. I mean, laser on target, shoot, okay, my bullet went low and left from where the laser is.
You're following that bullet. You're not.
So if you can hold it on, better to have it on like a bench or something like that. And now you just, as you're looking, you keep holding there, and you adjust the laser to the bullet hole, and you're done.
That's it.
Well, fine tune it, but yeah, you're pretty much done. It's really, really easy. I mean, we get obviously we get guns with lasers all the time, and it'll be like, let me go run over there and sight this in super quick.
Here's a question: red, green, which is better for your fiber optic front sight on a handgun? That's actually, I mean, we're talking. I mean, your eye picks
Different
up green.
thing. Well,
better.
Green, appears brighter to your eye.
Yeah.
So it's a preference thing, but yeah, technically, I guess green would be brighter to your eye, and
Texas Huntsman makes a great statement. He says, highly suggest getting shoot house training if you go to lasers. He goes, you'll learn a ton.
Yeah. Don't, and this is not just lasers, this is true for a lot of things. Don't just put stuff on your gun and go, cool, you need to go try it out.
I'm trained up.
Yeah, done. You know, whether that's a sling or whether it's a different mag setup or whatever, you need to try this out. One of the best ways is to do some sort of class.
Yeah.
Do some training, do shoot house stuff, because then you're going to go, oh, my fiber optic powered red dot in a dark room is dimmer, but now I've got this 1,000 lumens flashlight and it's not dimmer and I cannot see the red dot when I turn the light. Stuff like that.
So I was just sitting here thinking while you were like talking, I was like, man, what would that be like to like buy all the equipment, get all prepared, and just be like, I'm trained up. It'd be like, so did you watch the UFC fight this last weekend between
Conor
McGregor and Dustin? That'd be like me working out a lot and buying all the stuff to get in the gear, like the fighting gear and the gloves and having everything taped up. I'll go ahead and get a coach too. And then I just go, show up to the fight. I'm ready, guys.
I'm ready.
No training.
Yeah.
No
Never
training.
sparred with anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
This will go well. Yeah. Well, I mean, the good thing is, you can learn all those skills in the middle of the fight, right?
Yeah, of course.
It'll just come to you.
Clint Smith
Yeah.
will like I'll learn through osmosis just by watching. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and you can learn through watching, but there's nothing like hopping in there and
I
getting
watched
it
a
done.
YouTube video.
Yeah.
No, I saw a cool picture of a gun
Yeah.
on Instagram. It had like 16 different accessories on it.
Yeah, that'll make me a better shooter.
It's ready to go. All right. Anything else on your side?
He says, Texas Huntsman says, training during the fight equals losing, like dying.
like dying. Like it.
That's
Chad,
right.
Chad, hey, I'll give you a promo, dude. Boondocks Training Academy in Jackson, Mississippi.
Absolutely.
We have a cool shoot house at Boondocks, just saying.
Well, they have a shoot house. They have the laser training that you can walk through scenarios.
Yeah, the video training scenarios. They've
And
got a bunch of ranges.
And did you
instructors
know,
and stuff.
I think they're still doing it, but if you go through one of their classes, then you are allowed, then you can come in and use the range. I think they're
How about
still
that?
running that. So, but yeah, that's a cool little deal that you get by going through Boondocks.
Yeah, they have all kinds of cool stuff.
And they
going on.
bring in big time trainers.
Yes, they do. All right, guys. Well, happy Friday. If you're interested in this stuff, go check them out at their website, at crimsontrace.com is what I'm assuming it is.
You are correct.
See? Sometimes when you assume, you make a genius out of you and me. All right.
Makes no sense.
That's what it means. Yeah, we're at the end of the day.
yeah.
End of the week. All right. See you later. Be careful out there on those public ranges.
Let's see what we get. Always very innovative. It's a lot of fun.